We're not going to talk in degrees anymore. Okay, so sine inverse of a half. Remember the domain for your sine inverse function. Sine inverse has a domain -1 to 1, and it has a range -π/2 up to π/2. Okay, so what is the sine inverse of a half? This question is asking you, what angle has a sine of a half? What's the answer? What angle has a sine of a half? Yes. Did you need me to zoom that in because you can't see it from back there? No. It's good? Okay. Okay, here's another question. What is sine inverse of √2/2? What angle has a sine of √2/2? π/4. And what is tan inverse of √3? What angle has a tangent of √3? Okay, you're used to using inverse functions for trig. Here's a question you maybe haven't seen before. The tangent of the arcsine of a third. Let me help you interpret what that's asking you for. Notice it's function composition, you work from the inside out. This question's saying, what angle has a sine of 1/3? Once you find the answer to this, you remember you will have an angle for an answer. And now it's asking you to find the tangent of that angle. Okay, so we could do a little let then statement. That is, let theta equal arcsine of 1/3. Find the tangent of theta. That's what that's asking. We get that big picture. Okay, so here's a picture, a drawing to help you interpret that. I'm going to start by drawing a diagram that represents what I just wrote, arcsine 1/3. Remember, arcsine will give me an angle for an answer. I'm putting in a ratio, and I'm going to get the answer of an angle. So here's a picture. If I'm using sine function, I've got a right angle triangle. Here's the angle theta. This angle has a sine of 1/3. What sine? It is opposite over hypotenuse. You can label this diagram because if this is the angle with an arcsine of a third, if theta is arcsine of 1/3, then this angle has a sine of 1/3, i.e. it has a ratio like that. The opposite has to be 1 and the hypotenuse 3 because this is the angle with the sine of a third. Is that true? Yes. Okay. Can you call your good friend Pythagoras and tell me the base? Okay, we can all calculate that? Okay, so here, this is the angle with a sine of a third. What's the tangent of this angle? Opposite over adjacent? You're ahead of us because you have already rationalized. Or you probably said this, 2√2/8, which gives us what? √2/4. Who wants another question like that? Okay, so then let's do cos of arcsine 3/4. Can you answer that question? I'll just give you a minute to work.